What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about the best wide receivers in Madden Ultimate Team at this current time, and this is prior to the Harvest promo. Now, I'm going to point out a few things to kind of make sure everybody understands. Obviously, I told you guys, for my members, I'm trying so hard to get the right content together for you guys. That's going to be members only. Just please give me a little bit of time with that, because you're going to get it in your inbox like, yo, bro, member only video. And you're going to be very excited for what I have planned for you guys. So shout out to all the members right here on YouTube. But for everybody to understand what's going on, I want to be very clear. There's been a lot of questions about the wide receiver position and why it's relevant in a game where you can't really pass. And that's a very good question. But you have to understand, it's about manipulating what what you feel your opponent can do to you. If you don't have a decent wide receiver in certain sets and you just run heavy, you can still have success in Madden 20. But you can make it a lot easier on yourself if you have a decoy. Like Randy Moss and Tyreek Hill, pretty much they're decoys, because I don't really throw to them as much as I used to. If you guys go back to like my Madden 10, 11, 12 videos right here on YouTube, you'll be able to see I was throwing the ball every snap. I was a passer. A lot of players were passers, but you adapt to what the game has become. So when you talk about the best wide receiver, you talk about the best wide receivers in different aspects. Torrey Holt is fast and has very good route running, but he's not going to be as good without certain abilities. Randy Moss and Tyreek Hill are really good because they're the speed, like streak. Just send them on a streak receivers, bro. Come out in any kind of formation, send them out on a streak, and you're going to have success. Okay, so what do I mean by that, right? This is the situation. The best receiver, the best receiver decoy in Madden right now, because I'm not going to say the best wide receiver because it doesn't really matter, is Tyreek Hill. Because if this game played like a Madden where the speed threshold mattered and, a D tackle couldn't D up Tyreek Hill one-on-one, it would be a whole different avenue. I think the game would be more broad and more people would enjoy the game itself. The issue behind a lot of the rage is because, yes, the run game may appear to be OP, but in certain cases, you'll watch NFL games where all they'll do is run the ball. You remember the Ravens last year? Bro, they'll just run the ball down your throat. You can't stop it. I'm not going to stop it. That's all fine and well, but the bigger issue is, in this game, the interactions between the cornerback and the wide receiver, it's too many animations. They need to remove everything. And I think most of us, even if you're like somebody that agree with the animations, I think most of us will agree it's a little excessive, right? So what does Tyreek Hill add to you for your squad? He adds somebody with a 98 speed and a 97 excel. All right, now his run blocking is not good. What is it, like 40, 50? Okay, 55. Well, that's actually pretty decent because T.O. is in the 50s also. He has better run block than T.O. All right, and T.O. will block you crazy. Now, this is one of the bigger issues that I want to point out to everybody, right? When you come out into tight sets, you primarily, depending on like, say like it's like a say it's like an I tight. You don't really need a tight end at wide receiver. Like, you don't need to have Kittle out there at wide receiver. I pro wing, like a lot of the formations that I'll run, you can still get away with having a receiver on the outside because most of the bulk of the run is in the inside. So Tyreek Hill being a decoy, it actually works out for you in a better situation, because if they press, it's an automatic touchdown if your quarterback is accurate. That's why I went back to Troy Aikman and got rid of Andrew Luck. You guys can go look at that whole situation. We have a whole thing that's going on with that. You guys can go check those videos out. It's right here, at GmiasWorld. Just go ahead and check those videos out. You'll see what happened with Andrew Luck. Troy Aikman is very accurate when somebody is open or whatever. You just can't run around with him. It depends on your preference, but I like these field generals, and it works easier when you get somebody to bite down on the run. So that's why he, in my opinion, is probably the best receiver in the game right now, because he's one of the fastest and he has decent run block and he can do all that stuff, right? Now, when you talk about route running, right, and out routes and all the other stuff with the routes, right? So Torrey Holt is probably the best wide receiver. Maybe Donald Driver, all those other guys, but he's limited. This guy, you just got to grind the game to get him. And what makes him really good is the abilities that he can get. Now, I'm gonna point out his primary ability that makes him wild. Where is it? It's someplace over here. Out. Here it is right here. The out. I think this is the one, right? Out corner elite. I think that's the one. That makes him crazy. Yeah, out corner elite. What happens with this right here, if you give this to him, he's gonna cut crazier than any other player in the game, bruh. It doesn't even really matter who else can get it. When I put this on him, he was a savage. It's just that I didn't want to waste it on receivers anymore because like the passing game became so crazy and dudes were coming out running stock cover 3. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you played a dude that came out running stock cover 3 the entire game, didn't change and just straight locked you up and threw away the key, write cover 3 in the comments. It never used to be like that because every defense is susceptible to some type of play. And it's the pressure that you can get on them that was able to stop them from getting those plays off in the past. Now in this current Madden, it's all different. You realistically, if you want to pass the ball, you got to run outside the pocket. And I don't care what anybody says. It's obvious. You need escape artists. Well, you don't really need escape artists, but you have to have the ability to get outside the pocket for your plays to get open because of how wild they've made the coverages and how ridiculous the animations are. Okay, but this makes him a much better receiver if you add this to him. I just want to point that out. That's one of the abilities that absolutely 100% works. Okay, now that that's said, right, let's get back over to Randy Moss. And then I'm going to talk about, you know, everybody that you should have on your team right now. Keep in mind that I have a 49er theme team, sort of, because I get the +1 speed from having 25 49ers. All right, so when you get to Randy Moss right here, okay, 96 speed, whatever. I forgot, what is this Excel, 94 or something? Yeah. All right. So with the way that this is, what just happened here? Did I just put I put Torrey Holt by mistake? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That was my fault. That was my fault. Okay. No, for this position only. Why did they just do that? Torrey Holt should still be the slot receiver, right? Let me just go back to specialist real quick. Because I meant to press triangle. And then I pressed X and then it took him out. Where's Torrey Holt? That dude's garbage. All right, slot wide receiver. All right, he's good. All right, so when you look at Randy Moss is supposed to be that card that once you get him, it's a wrap, right? You remember the older Maddens like, 10, 11, 12? When you got a Randy Moss, bruh, it was a wrap. Well, Ultimate Team started around those times. Whenever your earliest experience with Ultimate Team is, Randy Moss being in the game, once you had him on your team, initially, when they first started it, everybody played like they were supposed to, okay? People started to get fancy. They started to change things up. They want to add, aggressive catch, rack catch, possession catch, all kinds of catch. Pick my mom's up, she's a catch. They wanted to do all these things, right? And in doing that, it changed the mechanic. It changed the way the game played. It got really, really wild and savage, okay? Randy Moss is no longer the best receiver in the game. Okay, and he hasn't been for a while because animations where a 4'3" penguin can pick you off, it doesn't make any sense. And I think that people don't really amplify that enough. That when you look at these animations, it makes no sense at all. Randy Moss running and Tyrann Mathieu being back there, and he's jumping over Randy Moss and just doing all kinds of weird things that's making you look at the game like, what in the world? These are the things that go on within Madden where you just start to question like, yo, what is actually happening? That's why he's no longer the best wide receiver. Should you have him? Yes, because eventually he's going to get his other power up. He's going to go to 99 speed, and it's going to be a wrap because we're going to all realize at that point that speed actually means, it means nothing. Because a linebacker with 47 speed is going to get manned up on him, and he's going to stay with him the whole way up the field. Now, can they tune it and change it? It's a possibility, but then you still have the animation of a 4'1" defender jumping through your body. Like, he's not going to just try to play D or whatever. He's going to jump through your body and pick it. These are the things that people don't understand that goes on regularly that needs to stop. But, we joke about it, we laugh about it. It's very, very infuriating because one-on-one with Randy Moss, if you don't have the proper coverage, if you don't have the proper player, you should be, you should get dealt with accordingly. That's what it should be. But maybe in the future they'll say, you know what, these animations are too much. Let's stop doing it. Let's make players use their, controller and utilize it, have stick, move in position, sort of like Madden 15 when the height actually mattered. So the reason that I point all of this stuff out is because he's not one of the best decoys anymore. Notice how I'm telling you guys when you're asking about the best receiver, I'm speaking in the form of decoy because the decoy is what makes your run game better. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much what makes your run game better. If you come out there and you're trying to pass every play, you can, but I would recommend that you have a quarterback that's mobile, that can get outside the pocket and then hit somebody with a deep out route, all that kind of stupidness. That's all that goes on in this game. It's really ridiculous, but that is what it is, right? So the top receivers, you gotta have a Tyreek Hill because he's like the best decoy. You go Randy Moss, Torrey Holt, you know, he's just there for now. Low key, he might be the guy that has to go because he doesn't have any 49er chem or anything like that. So, you know, if they drop a Calvin Johnson and I want to get him out there, depending on what his speed is, this guy will probably go on the bench and just go sit there and never come back, you know, to be honest with you. Like, because even with his 95 speed, because he's not a receiver that really has the deep route, you know, those type of chemistries, he's a route technician, it's very, very difficult for him to really catch the ball. And it's weird, and I've been doing it over and over again, and it just hasn't happened. So that's been an issue. Now, some of you guys are like, yo, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean about decoy? So what I'm gonna do is, it's actually very, very cool because of house rules, right? I can actually jump into one of these quick games and try to get on offense and show you what I mean. And you know, pretty much break it down for you to kind of understand a little bit more of what's going on. So that's what I'm gonna try to do for you right now. Hopefully I get on offense immediately, and these type of quick games, it makes it easier for me to kind of display to you guys what I mean. Like, what am I actually talking about? What do I mean about decoy? What makes it more dynamic? Why are these players you know, useful in a game where it's so run dominant? And that I'm gonna try to see. Let's see if we get a game. We get a game, we'll jump in there, see what can happen. Go ahead and show you some stuff. But realistically, you come out in run heavy sets with the goal of just trying to run the ball down your opponent's throat. That's pretty much what your goal is, right? Your opponent at some point is gonna have to take something away. When he chooses to do that, the faster your receiver, the better. Now, it's not necessarily true that you're always gonna get what you want out of these plays, because depending on how your opponent plays, they can manipulate their defense. And also, a lot of people, what I've been seeing them do is they'll put abilities on their cornerbacks, right? And it'll give them tighter coverage and stuff like that. But that doesn't matter. Even when they're highlighted, you just need more time for your player to get by them. They do play tighter coverage as far as like the abilities on the cornerbacks, but at the end of the day, it's still a situation where you're gonna have to make sure that you're making the proper play. So if you see a guy with abilities on his corner, you can still burn him. If you throw a pick and they get highlighted, it makes it even harder to burn them. So you're gonna want to be careful with that. Maybe you run the ball a little bit, get a couple yards, and then you try to throw it deep after they lose their X factor. Once they get highlighted, if they catch a pick, they immediately become enraged and they zoned out and all kind of stupidness starts happening. In those cases, you know, you got to be very, very careful throwing the ball. But okay, so good. We're on offense, right? So look, for instance, let's come out in a let's say we come out in like H wing, right? Let me adjust this real quick. I gotta put Joe Thomas out here right fast, because just in case, so that the guy could go ahead and pay attention to it. And we're gonna put Tyreek Hill over there, and then we're gonna come out, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about, just to clarify it, because this actually helps a lot of people. So look, you see how he's playing deep? This is a basic cover 3. We see that he's on Thomas, right? And his corner, like we were just talking about, has abilities. So look what we do. We set up the run first, right? Okay, bruh, we set up the run. We're gonna turn around. Okay, all right, good. We set up the run to let them know what we're trying to do. That's ideal, right? We already knew it was cover 3 because you can see by the way that they're set up that it's cover 3. So it's not like we're doing rocket science. You guys should all know how to read coverages. That's, you know, pretty much how you exploit what your opponent is doing. Now, can you do play action on cover 3 with a guy like Tyreek Hill that's that fast? Yes, you can, but it's dangerous. Let me show you what I'm talking about, all right? If we go and try to do the same exact thing and we motion him out and we try to hit play action, just watch what happens because of the coverage that guy has. You see, Tyreek Hill is fast, but he never gets by him because of the coverages, right? So that's why you need him to change his coverage, because you don't want to throw that. So the whole point about it is you want to get your opponent to get desperate and bring him down just a little bit, because the 98 speed doesn't matter in this game. Even if he didn't have that ability, it wouldn't matter. They would still let him stay with him. So you continue to do this. You run the ball. You make him have to change it. And then if he doesn't change, you just, you continue to run the ball. But that's the decoy. And you're waiting for that entire time, because that's Jalen Ramsey. And Jalen Ramsey is nowhere near a 98 speed, but the game will let him stay there the entire time, no matter what, which is, in my opinion, is not good. It makes absolutely no sense at all. But that's just something that we have to deal with, because for some reason they keep doing the same thing every single year and it's not changing. And that's what adds to the fact that people just don't throw the ball, and you know, it's a running game now. But again, I used to run the ball every single, oh my goodness, dog. Like I really, the way I used to throw the ball, it was absurd. I'll be on the 1 yard line throwing the ball. That's how I used to play. You can't do that anymore. It's all pretty much okay. Is that guy? Okay, hold on. I don't know what he's doing. Let me just make sure everybody's good over here though, because I don't really know what he's doing. He's gonna run the ball. I don't know. Okay, yeah, he is running. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So though, that's like an example live, like just showing you guys. That's the way you have to do it. If I wanted to come out and just try to burn somebody deep, those days are pretty much over. Like trying to burn somebody deep and all that stuff. Like it's not generally going to happen. You're gonna have issues with it. That's just what it is. Yes, come down right there. Just stay right there. Just in case. Okay, where's he going? He gonna throw a drag? All right. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But that's pretty much what you need to understand with the game. I don't know, bro. He's just staying back. I don't know what this guy's doing. I could have addressed the coverage a little bit more to make my zones play a little bit differently on that. But if this is his offense, I don't really have anything to worry about. Like this is pretty. What is that? What is the word? Pedestrian? I don't know. Like he's not going to really be able to do anything with the way that I play the coverages on him in this offense. But that's what you guys have to understand. Now remember, you can do that out of almost any formation. You just got to find a good run play. You can do it out of shotgun, whatever. But you just need them to come down a little bit. Once they come down a little bit, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Once they come down and they start playing around, like, you know what I'm saying, they're trying to do something, that's when you make your move. You know what I'm saying? Like oh, okay, good play, good pass. I thought that Deion Sanders was gonna pick that though. Like real talk, I really thought he was gonna pick that, but I might be just, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just hoping for the best though. But I really thought he was gonna pick it though. All right, so that's game. I don't know why he did that. That didn't make any sense. The safeties are going to play that when you throw that post with the way that defense plays, but all right, that's cool. So that's pretty much more or less what you need to do. So that dictates to you why Tyreek Hill is the best player, because if they do anything while you're trying to do a run-heavy scheme, you run I close, you run I pro, I H pro, whatever you run, as soon as they bring them down, it's over. Okay, so you just need the fastest receiver, and that's pretty much how I dictate who the best wide receiver in the game right now is. It's all based on being a decoy. I hope this has been informative to both my veterans and my newcomers alike. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to go ahead and click the notification bell. You should also see a globe on the middle of your screen as the video ends. You can go ahead and click that and subscribe. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. One love, y'all.